I know there are people who are like, if you're a certain age, you shouldn't wear lace. It's so aging. Oh, bite me. Do I want to look like Miss Havisham at the dinner table? No. There are ways to style it and still look fresh and contemporary. Don't come for my lace. Hi there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This is part 2 of me talking about trends in general and why we shouldn't necessarily run out and go shopping for every trend that comes along. There's more about that in last week's video, which I will attempt to link here. I will also look at some of the items that are trending for this autumn season. My point with this is to see if you can shop your closet. If you do want to try one of the trends, you'll notice that I'm dressed in a very summery manner, which is kind of hilarious considering that I'm talking about fall trends, but it is in fact still summer here in Toronto. It is very warm. We are not complaining up here in the Great White North. I'm just hoping that some of it is an actual fall season and we don't just go straight from summer to winter, which I feel like is what happened last year. If you have tuned in before and you're a regular, you notice my hair is a little different. I got mad at my hair and I got out my scissors and I hacked off about 6 inches of dead ends. And this is what we've ended up with. I was kind of hoping for like rock and roll Marilyn Monroe, but I think I landed somewhere closer to, Iowa pastor's wife chaperoning a youth group picnic, which no shade to those ladies, but it wasn't entirely the look I was going for. Let me know what you think. Somebody should really take those scissors away from me, but it'll grow. Let's talk about trends. A lot of them are classics that come back year after year after year. I don't know why some of them are even called trends, because they're really just perennials that are always just around. But they're classic, whether that is color or pattern or textile. So the chances are pretty good that you might already have some of that in your wardrobe. So you don't need to go and buy more. Trends can also spark your imagination. Maybe there's a twist on something that you haven't thought of before. Or, for example, colors. Royal purple is my favorite color, but it's not one that gets produced all that often, so it's hard to find. So if one year royal purple is trending, I'm gonna go out and fill my boots because it's a rare opportunity for me to get something in my favorite color. Or maybe you see a new trend that really appeals to you, but you're just not sure if it's going to suit you. Well, if you're a younger person, I don't actually know if any younger people are watching my channel, but they should, because I watch a lot of younger creators and I find them interesting, I find them inspiring, and even though their style might not be my style, I still learn things. But I don't know if the youngins follow any of us older creators. They really should, because I watch their videos and I'm not getting any younger, whereas they are gonna head down this path eventually, so maybe they would like a little preview. I don't know, just saying. But I digress. The point I was making is that if you're a younger person and there's a trend that you're interested in, trends are cyclical. They always come back around. So before you go out and buy something new, check in with your mom or your grandma or your aunties and see if there's maybe like a vintage gem lurking in their closet. They would probably be thrilled if you wanted to wear something of theirs from back in the day. If not, hit up the thrift store and see if you can find that trend at a fraction of the price. Treat the trends like a buffet. Skip the ones that you don't like. Go ahead and enjoy the ones that you do. But be intentional with your shopping. I'm not saying never buy new, because then I'd be a hypocrite. I do buy new sometimes. But if a trend has inspired you, check your closet first, because if it's something you like, chances are good you've liked it in the past, and you may have something in that color, pattern, textile, whatever, already in your closet. And if not, go check the thrift stores. And if you don't have any luck there and it's still something you really, really want to try, then by all means, go ahead and buy it new. But don't buy it and leave it sitting in your closet, because that's how we end up with things that still have tags on and you've missed the return date. And now what do? As soon as you get it home, try to style it with what you have in your closet and see if you can put together at least 5 outfits that you love. And if you don't, if you can't, maybe that's a sign that it's just not meant to work for you and you should return it. Let's get back to the trends. Feathers. Wow. I think anybody who likes fringe also likes feathers, because there's just something about that tactile movement of it that is just very, very appealing. So yeah, feathers, I definitely have a few, and I would like more. You don't find it that often at the thrift stores, but I'm thinking I might go to the fabric store and just buy some feathers by the meter and add them to a few more things, because I really just think they're so glamorous and amazing. Next up is satin. Definitely have a few satin items. Well, as you know, I like anything shiny. I like a bit of satin, for sure. I definitely have some of that, yeah. Debutante. This is an interesting one. So this is referring to that very ladylike 50s style. If you need some inspo, watch the first few seasons of Mad Men, where things are very structured. There are stoles, there are brooches. It's just so elegant. Gloves, the hats, the whole 9 yards. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is another great show. Oh, the fashions on that one, and it's so funny. So if you haven't watched it, I do recommend it. Sorry, going off at a tangent, but this is a look I really like. I don't know what I have that I could pull it together with if I wanted to wear something like that. I'm sure I have some. Boho. Now for me, I'm not really a hippie boho kind of person. The way I like to think of boho is actual, like, Paris in the 20s bohemian, opera coats and drinking too much and swanning around being glamorous, ruffles and boas and just sort of that louche, decadent fabulosity, which, yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Sheer and lace garments. Yes to both of these for me. I love lace. It is a perennial, elegant, beautiful classic. And I know there are people who are like, if you're a certain age, you shouldn't wear lace. It's so aging. Oh, bite me. Do I want to look like Miss Havisham at the dinner table? No. There are ways to style it and still look fresh and contemporary. And plus, I like a bit of black lace because I do enjoy a little whimsigoth moment, a little Wednesday Addams crossed with a little Beetlejuice. Yeah, don't come for my lace. And sheer. Sheer's an interesting one. I'm not going to be sort of running around, with nothing under my sheer, but with the appropriate undergarments, I think sheer can be very pretty, very flattering, and very useful, in fact, in middle age, because you want that, that ventilation, that airflow, because sometimes, you're just a little warm. So yes to both of these. I definitely have items in both of these categories. Gloves. Well, I live in Canada. Gloves are a thing here, definitely. But the sort of stylish, elegant, long gloves that they're talking about, yes, please. I have a couple. I would love more. So, sign me up for this one, definitely. Capes. Well, this kind of ties in with that bohemian vibe, and it also ties in nicely with the long gloves, because the cape with the long gloves, absolutely. This is a fantastic look. Very practical for a middle-aged woman who doesn't want to get too hot in a coat. So yeah. I've been collecting capes for a little while now, and like actual capes and also the blazer style capes. I've managed to find a couple of those in the thrift store, and they're fantastic. Yes to capes. Yes, absolutely. That was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspo to go and shop that closet of yours and see what trends are lurking in there if you do feel like trying out something for this season. But as always, wear what makes you happy and rock your own look. You do not need to follow trends in any way. They're just there to spark your imagination, something you've had maybe for a long time that is now back in style, maybe it gives you some thoughts on new ways to wear it. So it's a good way to rediscover some lost treasures in your wardrobe. So if you would consider liking, sharing, subscribing, I would be very appreciative as a very small creator. It's really, really helpful when you do. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.